Have you ever wondered how a faith born in the deserts of Arabia found its way to the southern tip of Africa, thousands of miles away? What does Islam look like in a country known as the Rainbow Nation, a land of breathtaking diversity, where cultures, languages, and traditions intertwine like the colors of a vibrant tapestry? Today, we're diving into the story of Islam in South Africa, a story of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring legacy of three Indonesian scholars who planted the seeds of faith in a foreign land. South Africa, often called the Rainbow Nation, is a country that defies simple definitions. It's a land of contrasts, sprawling savannas and bustling cities, ancient traditions and modern innovations, and a history marked by both struggle and triumph. But perhaps its most defining feature is its diversity. With 11 official languages and a population that includes Zulu, Xhosa, Afrikaans, English, and many other ethnic groups, South Africa is a melting pot of cultures. Yet amidst this diversity, there is a thread that binds a small but vibrant community together: Islam. Today, Muslims make up about 3.4% of South Africa's population, but their influence extends far beyond their numbers. From the mosques of Cape Town to the bustling streets of Johannesburg, the Muslim community has carved out a unique space in South Africa's cultural and religious landscape. But how did Islam arrive in this distant corner of the world? And how has it thrived in a land so far removed from its origins? The answers lie in the stories of three remarkable men: Sheikh Yusuf al-Makassari, Imam Abdullah bin Qadi Abdus Salam, and Sayyid Abdul Malik, who brought Islam to South Africa not through conquest, but through exile, resilience, and an unshakable faith. The story of Islam in South Africa begins not with a grand conquest or a missionary journey, but with an act of colonial oppression. In the 1600s, the Dutch East India Company, a powerful colonial force, sought to suppress resistance in its territories. Among those who resisted was Sheikh Yusuf al-Makassari, a scholar and warrior from Makassar, Indonesia. Sheikh Yusuf was a thorn in the side of the Dutch. His efforts to unite local leaders against colonial rule made him a target, and in 1693 he was captured and exiled to the Cape of Good Hope, a remote outpost at the southern tip of Africa. But what the Dutch intended as a punishment would become a turning point in South Africa's history. Upon arriving in Cape Town, Sheikh Yusuf was placed under house arrest on a farm called Zandvliet. Far from silencing him, this isolation gave him the opportunity to share his faith with those around him. He began teaching Islam to the local population, including slaves, political exiles, and indigenous Khoikhoi people. His teachings resonated deeply, and soon a small but devoted Muslim community began to take root. Sheikh Yusuf's legacy is still felt today. His grave, located in Makassar, a suburb of Cape Town named in his honor, is a site of pilgrimage for South African Muslims. In 2005, the South African government declared his Kramat shrine a national heritage site, recognizing his role as one of the founding fathers of Islam in South Africa. While Sheikh Yusuf planted the seeds of Islam, it was another Indonesian exile who nurtured its growth. Imam Abdullah bin Qadi Abdus Salam, known as Tuan Guru, arrived in Cape Town in 1780. Like Sheikh Yusuf, he was exiled by the Dutch for his resistance to colonial rule. But unlike Sheikh Yusuf, Tuan Guru lived to see the fruits of his labor. Tuan Guru was a man of many talents. A scholar, a teacher, and a leader, he quickly became a central figure in the Muslim community. Recognizing the need for a place of worship, he established the first mosque in South Africa, the Awal Mosque in Cape Town. This mosque became not just a place of prayer, but a hub of community life, where Muslims could gather, learn, and support one another. But Tuan Guru's contributions didn't stop there. He also established the first Islamic school in South Africa, ensuring that future generations would have access to religious education. His handwritten Quran, a masterpiece of calligraphy, remains a treasured artifact, symbolizing the resilience and dedication of South Africa's early Muslims. Tuan Guru passed away in 1807, but his legacy lives on. The Awal Mosque still stands, a testament to his vision and determination, and his teachings continue to inspire South African Muslims, reminding them of the power of faith to transform lives and communities. The third key figure in the story of Islam in South Africa is Sayyid Abdul Malik, a spiritual teacher and close associate of Tuan Guru. Like his predecessors, Sayyid Abdul Malik was exiled to the Cape, where he dedicated his life to spreading Islamic teachings. Sayyid Abdul Malik's approach was deeply personal. he focused on individual spiritual growth, teaching his followers to cultivate a strong connection with Allah. His teachings emphasize compassion, humility, and the importance of community, values that continue to shape South African Islam today. In 2021, Sayyid Abdul Malik's grave was declared a national heritage site, cementing his place in South Africa's history. His legacy, like that of Sheikh Yusuf and Tuan Guru, serves as a reminder of the enduring impact of faith and perseverance. The legacy of these three scholars is evident in the vibrant Muslim community that exists in South Africa today. With over 500 mosques and 75 Islamic schools spread across the country, Islam has become an integral part of South Africa's cultural and religious landscape. One of the most striking examples of this is the Nizamiya Mosque in Johannesburg. Inspired by the architecture of the Ottoman Empire, this magnificent mosque is a symbol of the Muslim community's growth and prosperity. But more than that, it's a testament to the enduring spirit of Islam in South Africa. A faith that has not only survived, but thrived in a land far from its origins. Ramadan in South Africa is a time of unity and celebration. Despite the challenges of long fasting hours and hot weather, the Muslim community comes together to observe this holy month with joy and devotion. Mosques across the country host iftar meals, where people of all backgrounds are welcome to break their fast together. Eid al-Fitr, the festival marking the end of Ramadan, is a particularly special time. Families gather to pray, feast and celebrate, and the streets are filled with the sounds of laughter and music. It's a reminder that, no matter where they are in the world, Muslims are united by their faith and their shared traditions. The story of Islam in South Africa is also a story of leadership. From Sheikh Yusuf to Tuan Guru to Sayyid Abdul Malik, the early Muslim leaders in South Africa were not just scholars, they were visionaries who understood the importance of community, education and resilience. Today, this legacy continues. Muslim leaders in South Africa play a vital role in guiding their communities, advocating for social justice, and promoting interfaith dialogue. They are a reminder that true leadership is not about power or authority, but about service and sacrifice. The story of Islam in South Africa is a testament to the power of faith to transcend borders, cultures, and even the darkest chapters of history. It's a story of resilience, adaptation, and the enduring legacy of three men who brought Islam to a distant land and planted the seeds of a vibrant community. But this story doesn't end with them. It continues to unfold in the lives of South African Muslims today, who carry forward the teachings of their forebears while navigating the challenges and opportunities of the modern world. Today, the Muslim community in South Africa is a vibrant and dynamic part of the nation's social fabric. With a population of over 2 million, Muslims are active in every sphere of life, from business and education to politics and the arts. They are doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, artists, and activists, contributing to the growth and development of their country while staying true to their faith. One of the most remarkable aspects of South African Islam is its diversity. The community includes descendants of the Cape Malay, Indian, and African Muslims, each bringing their own traditions and cultural practices. This diversity is reflected in the mosques, which range from the historic Auval Mosque in Cape Town to the Grand Nizamiya Mosque in Johannesburg, each with its own unique architectural style and cultural flavor. Despite their differences, South African Muslims are united by a shared commitment to their faith and a deep sense of community. This unity is perhaps most visible during Ramadan, when mosques across the country come alive with the sounds of prayer and the spirit of togetherness. Like any community, South African Muslims face their share of challenges. Economic inequality, social unrest, and the lingering effects of apartheid continue to impact their lives. Yet, these challenges have also spurred the community to action. Muslim organizations in South Africa are at the forefront of social justice initiatives, providing food, shelter, and education to those in need. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, Muslim charities distributed millions of meals to vulnerable communities, regardless of their faith. This spirit of service is a reflection of the Islamic values of compassion and generosity, values that have been passed down through generations. At the same time, South African Muslims are embracing new opportunities. The rise of digital technology has allowed them to connect with Muslims around the world, share their stories, and amplify their voices. Social media platforms have become a space for dialogue, education, and activism, enabling the community to address contemporary issues while staying rooted in their faith. One of the most inspiring aspects of South African Islam is the active role played by women in the community. From scholars and educators to activists and entrepreneurs, Muslim women are breaking barriers and challenging stereotypes. Take, for example, the story of Fatima Mir, a renowned anti-apartheid activist and scholar who fought tirelessly for justice and equality, or the work of contemporary figures like Dr. Lubna Nadvi, a political scientist and human rights advocate who uses her platform to address issues of gender and social justice. These women, and countless others, are a testament to the strength and resilience of South African Muslim women. In mosques and community organizations, women are also taking on leadership roles, ensuring that their voices are heard and their contributions recognized. This growing empowerment is not just a reflection of changing times, but also a return to the early Islamic tradition of strong, independent women who played key roles in the spread of the faith. South Africa's history of apartheid and its subsequent transition to democracy have made interfaith dialogue and coexistence a priority for many communities, including Muslims. The Muslim community has been actively involved in efforts to promote understanding and cooperation among different religious groups. Organizations like the South African Muslim Network, SAMNet, and the Islamic Council of South Africa work to build bridges between Muslims and other faith communities, addressing shared challenges such as poverty, violence, and discrimination. These efforts are a reflection of the Islamic principle of Ummah, the idea that all humanity is interconnected and that Muslims have a responsibility to work for the common good. As South Africa continues to evolve, so too does its Muslim community. The challenges of the 21st century, climate change, economic inequality, and social unrest, require new approaches and innovative solutions. But if the past is any indication, South African Muslims are more than up to the task. The legacy of Sheikh Yusuf, Tuan Guru, and Sayyid Abdul Malik serves as a reminder that faith, resilience, and community can overcome even the greatest obstacles. As South African Muslims look to the future, they do so with a deep sense of purpose and a commitment to building a better world for all. The story of Islam in South Africa is far from over. It is a living, breathing narrative that continues to unfold in the lives of millions of people. It is a story of faith and resilience, of adaptation and growth, and of a community that has not only survived, but thrived in the face of adversity. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time remember, the true strength of a faith lies not in its numbers, but in the hearts of those who carry it forward. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.